Greetings YouTube, Sega Zombie here, and welcome back guys to another video. And it's been a long overdue video, this one. It's been 3 months since my last channel update video. And I thought, wow, this is so overdue. I've got a rare day off from the Retro Realm today. I've got some meetings and some stuff to do, you know, boring, adult, grown-up stuff to do. But I thought I've got a bit of spare time. I'm going to do this video. So without further ado guys, let's crack on with this video. We're in a different room guys. This is a room I don't normally show. I've moved my Blu-rays into this room. So there's going to be some big change arounds coming to the old Sega Zombie pad, but this is the early stages of it. So this is all my Blu-rays here, and while we're in here I'm going to show you my VHS collection. It's a bit of a mess because I want to get some shelving in here, but this is my VHS. Humble little collection, but this is just nostalgic films in here. Predominantly, they're all big box. There will be a few sort of small box videos scattered amongst these. Stuff like the manga stuff, you know, is all sell through. I love that T2 set there. And I've shown this before, but the big box and all that box art is just nostalgic overload. It really is. Some of my latest editions, we'll move them out of the way. These came into the shop. We've got RoboCop the series. There, so yeah, there's those. I don't remember them really, but we've got the Fright Night films. These are small box. One day, hopefully I'll replace with the big box, but we've got Fright Night 2. And of course the original Fright Night. Dawn of the Dead, the remake. A remake that I actually really do think a lot of. I love this film. In a way, it could have been its own film. Did it really need the Dawn of the Dead title? I think not. It was a really great zombie film. And then we've got Screamers, which is a great sci-fi film with Peter Weller from RoboCop. I've not seen this for many years, but I remember really enjoying this back in the early 90s. So there's some of my latest additions to my VHS guide. And while we're in the room, it'd be rude not to. It's one of my passions, one of my ghetto blasters that I've got out on display. I collect quite a few ghetto blasters. I've got a lot in storage, but this is the only one at the moment that I have out on display. I've got my original real Ghostbusters animation cell there, which is pride of place at the top there. Here we have lots. This is my to watch pile here. All of this here is DVD. And a lot of the films that, one, I haven't yet replaced on Blu-ray, or you can't get them on Blu-ray. So that's what's left of my DVD collection. But here is all the films I've recently purchased. So here's some of the, let me just take these boxes off. I've shown these before. Right, now we've moved them out of the way. Let's have a little look. So we've got Arachno Quake, B-movie spider film, why not? A film that I really enjoyed was Martyrs. And this is done by the same director. Incident in Ghostland. I thought I'd give that a try. Anthropocalypse the Beast. An original video nasty, that one. I thought for £6. We'll give that a try. One of the most disturbing and uncomfortable films I've ever seen is this. Irreversible. A French film, I believe. Might be Belgian or French. This really is an unpleasant watch. Not quite sure why I've added that to my collection. It definitely is not a feel-good film at all. This film I picked up, and there's a story behind this one. When we had the Airbnb at Revival back in June, this film came on one of the channels on the Freeview channel. I can't remember the name of the channel it was, but the lads were all watching this, Island of Terror. So that's just been released on Blu-ray, so I grabbed that from HMV. Then we've got the Bloodthirsty Trilogy, Japanese sort of take on Hammer Horror. I think these are very early 70s, late 60s, 3 films there. To watch, Jaws, I got this mostly for Eden. 4K, I've been getting a few of these in the HMV deals. So if you buy anything, you can get these stickered items at that price. So a tenner for Jaws, and it's Eden's favourite film. That's out of Knight Rider because I've been watching that. This was a bargain from the car booter last week. I paid £1 for this. The Last Starfighter on Blu-ray. Pretty rare film to get hold of, this is, on Blu-ray. I know I think they're releasing a 4K version of this, or it's out already. But to get that for £1, I'm well happy with that. I own the VHS big box. This one also off the car boot sale. Tom Sawyer versus Zombies. It's zombies, so I had to buy it. Then we've got Blazing Magnum. Italian 70s sort of Dirty Harry type film. And then I'll show one more, and that is Satan's Slave on Indicator. Again, a 70s film. 1976, the year I was born. Been getting into a lot of 70s cinema. We'll just run down here so you guys can just see what's there. That's recent because I sold my Steelbook limited edition of this for good money. Meant to replace it with a standard, so I have done. So yeah, these are the sort of films I've been buying, guys. So yeah, there's an update on the movies. Next up, guys, a rather big purchase. And this is an arcade 1-up. Street Fighter 2 Legacy Cab. I'm not a great lover of these. I think they're overpriced for what they are. You know, predominantly they're just an MDF shell with an emulator in it. The Legacy Cabs are a little bit better because there's loads of games on there. Whereas originally they were just like one, maybe 2 or 3 games. This has got 12 games on it, I believe. And the only reason I purchased this, guys, is Smith's Toys back in June was selling these all off cheap. So these were originally 499 quid. They come with the riser. Yeah, I would not pay £500 for one of these. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't do it. But this was 200 quid. I've bought it, it's at home at the moment. But I think it will end up in the retro realm, to be quite honest, where it will get played a lot. But let's just run through some of the games. So you've got Champion Street Fighter 2 Edition, Street Fighter 2 Hyper Fighting, Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, which is a great little game, that. Dark Stalkers, The Night Warriors, Night Warriors, Dark Stalkers Revenge, Vampire Saviour, The Lord of Vampire, Saturday Night Slam Masters, which is a great little game, that. Knights of the Round, Eco Fighters, which is quite a good little shooter, actually. That's not bad. Nice little mechanic to that. It's a game, actually, I'd never played before. And then we've got the Capcom Sports Club, which came on the arcade stick that Capcom released a few years ago. So yeah, that's the... Oh, and then we've got Muscle Bomber Duo, which isn't that the Japanese sequel to Saturday Night Slam Masters, I believe. Yeah, so that's the 12 games. But yeah, for 200 quid, I thought, why not? I bought that just before Revival, actually. And, you know, it gets a bit of play. I'm hoping with meats, we can get some 2-player fighting action going. Definitely a bit of Street Fighter on there. So yeah, no, not bad for the money. Well, guys, here we go. Finally sitting down at the console and computer desk. I've been playing a lot of Philios. I'm trying to beat this game. I've never ever finished this game. And I'm getting stuck, guys. This is a challenging game. But I'm trying. So that's been my sort of like go-to game of late. That's why that's playing on the TV at the minute through the Mega Drive. Wow, where do I begin, guys? It's been hectic. I can't believe how quick this year has flown by. It's gone so quick. I cannot believe we're in September already. I touched on at the beginning of the video, it's been 3 months since I've done a pickups video. I have kept stuff separate in a bag with all good intentions to find in some spare time to share with you guys what I've picked up and why I've picked it up. I don't pick up as much as I used to, bearing in mind there's a lot to go through because there's 3 months worth, but I don't pick up as much as I did. You know, obviously running the retro realm, it scratches a lot of itches, it really does. Hence why we're not filming at the Sega Wall today, is I'm having a bit of a rejig. I'm trying to think how I'm going to change my collection around moving forward. So that might be some interesting content and some stuff I might do later on in the year. I've got a big meet-up. It's my birthday coming up soon. I've invited loads of really good friends and YouTubers and that down for that. So no changes are going to happen until then. Until that event. That meet-up. But yeah, life's just been busy. Real life has been so busy. That's why there's not been much content from me, guys. Also, I'm not going to lie, sort of like I've lost a bit of YouTube mojo, if you will. I don't know about you guys, but for me, YouTube's changed an awful lot, and I'm not saying that's a negative. I'm just saying it's changed an awful lot from when I started all those years ago. For me, I'm always been about the hobby. I'm a hobbyist. I absolutely love the retro gaming, retro game collecting, and I find with YouTube it's kind of gone more about making money out of it. There's endless videos about CEX, and it's just not for me, guys. It's not for me, so it kind of, I've lost a bit of spark for it, which is a bit weird really, because it should spur me on to do what I like to do more of, I suppose. But I've been inspired the last week or so with some of the content that's been put out there. Ginger Hippie Gaming just done a fantastic video about his passion for videos, and it's really reignited a spark in him to see him talk so fondly and all the memories about his video collection. And he's got an amazing setup, guys. Go and check out that video. There's a few other tubers as well that I've been watching, and they're more about the hobby, the passion, the memories, the nostalgia, and I've been buying into those channels quite a bit, and it's kind of reignited me a little bit in getting this video out, guys. I'm not going to keep waffling on about it, but it's just like, I just feel like YouTube's lost its way. It's all about clickbaiting. Is that what you call it? You know, these, how much is my collection worth in CEX? It's almost as if everyone in the UK, all their videos revolve around Kex, CEX, all of that, and I just find it boring. And when people are travelling around to one CX, when you've been in one, you've been in them all. They're all got a very similar layout. They all sell the same stuff. They all display it the same way, and I'm just tired of it, guys. So that's kind of where I'm at, you know, and I'm trying to re-find the reasons why I used to love doing YouTube. And that was to just share my journey, as you will, with my collecting journey, my gaming journey, and it's changed so much over the years. Predominantly it's all still about Sega, and things don't change there, guys, because you're going to see that down below. But that's enough of me ranting on and waffling crap. I've just rolled this camera and just thought, right, let's just do this. So hopefully that makes sense to why I've kind of stood back a little bit from YouTube. I just think it's a new generation. I'm not saying any of this is a negative. It's just not for me. You know, endless Xbox 360 collecting and all of that. That's not my generation. For me, the age I'm at, my generation was all about the 16-bit era. And for me, that will always be the golden era of gaming. From my point of view, my perspective, it will never be topped. You know, Sega, Nintendo, SNK, all of these companies were throwing everything into this console war to strive to be the next best thing, the next best game released, the next best platformer, the next best arcade port, you know, the best shoot 'em up, the best adventure game, RPG. That was just every genre. They were just throwing everything they had, every resource into making the next best thing. And the only winner from that console war was us, the gamers. You know, we had such amazing games to play in the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, 16-bit era console gaming. For me, that will always be retro. That for me is the golden era of gaming. So when you're seeing lots of people talking about Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, I'm not knocking these systems. They were great systems, but for me, that's not what I'm into. So, you know, it's difficult. But there's some great channels out there. Yeah, so my spark has kind of been reignited, if you will, guys, because there's been some hobbyists appear. One guy I've been watching an awful lot is Access Area 6. His channel is absolutely blown up. But all he does is roll his camera, just talk about the games he loves, the games he wants to collect, the games he's purchased, and that for me is what YouTube's all about. You've also got ZX Tetley. I think he's a great channel. He loves his Ray Harryhausen films. He loves Godzilla and all of that. But he also has a massive passion for 8-bit micros. He loves his TI-99, BBC Micro, ZX Spectrum. I love it all. I love it. And predominantly with me, it's channels that gravitate towards the nostalgia side of it. But you've got great channels that have been around for ages, like Rollercore, Eddie. He always puts out a fantastic video. Russ, Retro Bear. Again, I always enjoy Russ's content. There is still loads of genuine guys out there doing great content. You've got Lee, Nerdy Geezer. I really enjoy his pickups videos and his takes on films. But there's lots of guys that have kind of disappeared and I'd love to see them back. Champion 2D Rob, Cine Steve. I know he's done a room tour recently. Who else have we got? Who's missing? Paul Retrobait. You know, we need him back. The chef. I'm going to have to mention him, otherwise he's going to bitch and whine. But the Retro Chef. Where are you, bruv? Where's these streams? Where's the swap shop? But yeah, Roger Retro is another one I watch an awful lot. You know, there's some great content creators out there that are keeping the hobby alive. And they're kind of avoiding going down this, let's buy all this crap, let's flip it in at CEX to trade it in for a Switch game or some rare piece of retro. It's not what I'm into, guys. I like to hear genuine people talking passionately about their hobby. Anyway, that's enough of that. You know, I'm going on and on and on here, and I've got absolutely loads to show you guys. Has that crashed out? I think I've knocked the table and crashed this out. Let's reload that. Oh, there we go. It's working again now, guys. Right, so let's start with some Atari. The Atari, I'm not getting as much now because I'm pretty much there to what I want. Some of these are just fillers because I would like to get these box complete. But we've got River Raid 2, car only. Lovely box art on that. Don't know too much about River Raid 2, but I love the original. I'm sure I had this back in the day, but I don't remember it as well, as fondly. So is that a bad thing? I don't know. Chopper Command, great little game on the Atari 2600. I know it's a lot of people's favourite game on the Atari. It's a great game. I remember it. Activision, they're always good, aren't they? This game I spent hours on, and that's Ghostbusters. Love it or hate this game, I've got an awful lot of nostalgia for this game. It's one of the first games that introduced me to buying things, you know, leveling up and that kind of RTS element, sort of RPG element of you had to choose what equipment you're going to equip on your car and stuff like that. Yeah, that introduced me to that for the first time, I'd say. So Ghostbusters, great port on the Atari. This one, Vanguard. Don't know too much about that one, but I picked it up, looked interesting, liked the label on that. Then we move on to some boxed ones, but these are in a sorry state. We've got Solaris, which I believe was originally supposed to be the last Starfighter, but it lost the license. I could be wrong there, but I'm sure this was supposed to be the last Starfighter Solaris. It's not a bad little game, actually. Kind of plays a little, reminds me a little bit of Buck Rogers, I suppose. But yeah, no, that's not bad. I enjoyed that. These ain't going to stand, are they? Oh, then we've got Seahawk. I know nothing about this game, but I got it because I loved the box. I thought that was really nice. Box art on that one. And then finally an upgrade. Well, kind of an upgrade, because the box ain't great on this, but I had the cart only, and that's pole position. As you can see, the top is a little bit battered, and it's got a hole there. Yeah, it's in rough condition. I need to upgrade that at some point. So that's the Atari up to date. Next up, guys, we've got a gift. And this is a gift from ZX Tetley. He sent me a lovely little note. And yeah, he gifted me Berserk on the Vectrex, because he had a spare copy going. So yeah, it comes with the manual. Unfortunately, no overlay, but I'm going to see if I can get a reproduction overlay for it. But Berserk is a fantastic game. Plays well on the Vectrex as well. So another game to blast there. Thank you so much, Tetley, for that. Really chuffed with that, Lee. We've got some CDs. It's not often I've not shown any of my vinyl pickups, none of my comics or books, because this video would just go on forever, guys. I've avoided showing any 8-bit as well. There's going to be no Spectrum, because that will be a video in itself. But we have got some CDs. They're relevant. We've got the RoboCop soundtrack, and we've got RoboCop 2 soundtrack. These go for crazy money. They came into the shop. You know, I didn't get these for 50p. You know, I had to pay up for these. But the guy that brought them in knew that I loved RoboCop. So I had to pay a premium because he knew I'd be taking them home and not selling them on in the shop. So we've got the soundtracks to that. My daughters think I'm mad when I have that blasting in the car when we're driving backwards and forwards to school and God knows what. They do find it odd with the ambience of RoboCop playing through the stereo. Next, we've got a quirky little sort of plug and play, and that is the Intellivision plug and play. This came into the shop. I got it cheap, and I thought, you know what, I'll bring it home, give it a little blast, because the Intellivision I don't know that much about. I was into the Coleco, the Atari, but the Intellivision eluded me. So you got Shark, Motocross, Sanufu, Night Stalker, Astro Smash, Space Armada, Skiing, Baseball, Star Strike and Football on there. I've not plugged this in yet to give it a try. But yeah, I thought that's quite quirky. I brought that home just to say I've played some Intellivision games. Now we move on to the Sega. And as promised, guys, I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to keep my gift there in front of those. But we're going to stack these because we've got loads of Sega. Again, this is over 3 months, guys. Some of it's came into the shop. Some of it is purchases online. One of them is a Facebook purchase. But we're going to start with the Sega Master System. The magnificent Master System. And we've got to go with a game that's got so much nostalgia for me on all the systems. Not just the Master System, but on the NES, the 8-bit micros, the Atari Lynx. But that is California Games. How much nostalgia do I have for this game? Fortunately, no hang tab, but it does have the manual. Loads of Sega inserts in there, the posters. And it's in really nice condition. So I thought that's worthy of going into the Sega Wall. So yeah, we've got some California Games. What was your favourite event on California Games? It depended on the port really, but I loved the surfing on the Atari Lynx. And I loved the footbag on, I think it was the NES. But on the Master System, I think I liked the BMX. So what's your favourite event, guys, on California Games? Next up, we've got GP Rider. This one's an upgrade. I do own this, but it is in terrible condition. And this one's really nice and complete. Looks like it plays very similar to Hang On. So I thought I'll add that to the collection. And then finally, this must be going back at least a month ago. OSG done a video covering the Master System where games were better on the Master System than they were on the Mega Drive. And he asked for my input, asked for some advice on that. I gave him some opinions. Some of them he agreed with, some he didn't. One game that Paul said that he felt was better on the Master System than the Mega Drive was Speedball 2. And I was like, really? You think Speedball 2 plays better on the Master System than the Mega Drive? But I looked in the Sega Wall, noted that I didn't have this. So I've gone out and purchased this, Paul, to see, does this play better than the Mega Drive port? You know, for me, the Amiga is always going to be the best. The Mega Drive port I thought was pretty close. But I'm going to be interested to see what Speedball 2 plays like on the Master System. So I purchased that. But finally, last but no means least, and this is a big hitter, this was thanks to Nerdy Geezer, Lee Nerdy Geezer. He got real lucky, struck gold a couple of months back, and stumbled across an amazing Master System bundle in a charity shop, and he kept some stellar games. Go and check out his video on that, guys. But he had a game that he had no interest in, and he done me a fair price on this, and that is Championship Hockey. I did used to love me the ice hockey games back in the day on the Master System and the Mega Drive, but this is in fantastic condition. I know it's a hard one to get and it's a pricey game, so I'm really chuffed to add that to the Sega Wall, guys. I've never played it before. Is it any good? Some of these dear ones aren't. I've never played this version before. Like I said, I love the hockey games, predominantly on the Mega Drive, that kind of era. Probably my favourite ice hockey game of all time is Blades of Steel on the NES. Yeah, we're mentioning some Nintendo, guys. But yeah, let me know in comments, is Championship Hockey a good game? Finally, the last section, guys. This video is going to be a long one, an epic one, as always the case with me. But yeah, we move on to the mighty Mega Drive. Oh yeah, I've picked up some Mega Drive. First up, I meant to show this ages ago. I picked this up probably 6 months ago off Facebook, and that is Attack of the Pesky Robots. Look at that box. It's a really unusual box. It's a homebrew game published by the 8-Bit Guy back in 2022. Yeah, I picked this up off Facebook Marketplace. Well, no, it was one of the Facebook groups. I can't remember which one, guys. It was a long time ago. I did stick it on. It's not really my bag. It's not my sort of game, really. So I can't really comment. I think it was originally, it looks like the original PET graphics on there. Sega Genesis, it's 2-player. Pesky robots have invaded the Sega Genesis. This version of the game has quickly become a fan favourite, sporting its own FM soundtrack with unique musical scores for each level. Explore 17 different maps, 3 of which are unique to the Genesis version of the game. Also invite a friend because the Genesis version supports 2 simultaneous players in split screen for cooperative play. It kind of is a bit like sort of gauntlet-y type, sort of maze level top-down game. But it seemed that there was a lot more to it to me. It wasn't as arcadey as I would play this sort of game. So I've not really given it too much playtime. But I thought it was quirky. I liked the box. I'd never ever seen it before. Never ever seen this one before. So I thought that was a worthy contender. That is not going to stand up, guys. So we'll put that there. Oh my god, I didn't show this. My Tomitronic 3D game. This is the racing car one. But I've been meaning to get these back in the collection because, again, so much nostalgia. I had the one that looked a bit like Tron, where you had the tank that you shot up at the sort of like spaceships that looked like they were at a Tron. That was the one I had. My mate had this one, the racing car game one. Another mate had ones with sharks. There's an aeroplane, biplane. I would love to get them all. But this one turned up for the first time ever. One of these turned up in the shop. I couldn't believe it. So that came home. How did I not show that off? And then we move into the final two, guys. This again was one that I should have shown 3 months back, if not longer, and that is Asta Bros. I've not even had time to take this out of the bag or play it, guys. I might do a video on it, but I've probably missed the boat on that. There's probably 1,000,001 unboxing and reviews of this game by now, I'd imagine. But yeah, Asta Bros, I got that because I loved the other game, Demons of Astronberg. I had to think there. I was trying to think of the name of it. So many indie Mega Drive games come out. I lose track. And then finally, this had to be done. I don't think I'm ever going to own the original. I had a dodgy old bootleg copy of this game. And I passed that on. I gifted that to someone when this turned up. I forgot I pre-ordered this, to be quite honest. I cannot remember ordering it, but it's Eliminate Down. So yeah, we've got the Eliminate Down. This is an absolutely fantastic shooter, guys. It really pushed the Mega Drive. It really did. Never ever got released outside of Japan. It was a very late release, I believe, as well, on the Mega Drive. Vision and Retrobit have brought this game officially to the Sega Mega Drive Genesis after all these years. But this is an absolute adrenaline rush of a shooter. Beautiful graphics. You really can't believe it's coming from a Mega Drive. A game I've played an awful lot. Like I said, I had a dodgy bootleg of this. And I thought, am I ever going to own the original? Because it goes for hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And I thought, do you know what? I'm going to get that. And it's got a lovely I can never say that word. It's got a nice 3D cover on there. But again, I've not opened this yet. But it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So there we go, guys. That is my pickups, or some of them, that I've picked up over the last 3 months. This video has been long enough. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Let me know in comments what you think of any of the games I've purchased. Let me know, is Speedball 2? Do you think Speedball 2 is better on the Master System than the Mega Drive? I'd like to know. Also, I want to know what your favourite port of California Games is. Was it the Master System version, the NES version? That's it for me for this video, guys. Until the next time, I'm Sega Zombie. Goodbye.
Sega.